Now, in a related development, police in Kwazulu-Natal have discovered 2 warehouses in the Bluff area in Durban, which were used to store expired food. The items, such as canned fish, fizzy drinks, baby food and spices, mostly used on chips and similar snacks, were found stored with hazardous chemicals such as pesticides. Counterfeit prescription medication, body lotion and expired alcohol beverages were also in these warehouses. KZN Premier Thami Ntuli was part of the team that raided these facilities. He joins us now via our video link for more on what they found. Premier, thank you for your time and patience. Welcome to the SABC News channel. Part of what we're hearing is that the items that were found in these warehouses may have been imported from South Africa's neighboring countries. Do we know exactly where they come from? Premier, you might be muted. I wonder if you can just double check your settings so we can just...
No, I'm sorry for that.
Not a problem. Happens to the best of us. Please continue.
Okay, thank you very much, Ayanda, and good morning to your viewers. Thank you for having me. Well, we are not quite certain of the countries. The police are still investigating the origin of those imported goods, which we have quite correctly described them, their status. Somewhere where without even the expiry dates, which to us, we developed a thought that maybe they're going to stamp as expiry date here. And unfortunately, you see what is worse about it is that one without the expiry date is one which is meant for consumption by the children. And hence we have the problem, and the quantity of what was stored there is something that can supply not only South Africa, but go even beyond South Africa. Even the counterfeit goods, the clothes, the big names of the brands, almost 2 containers, actually 3 containers with such goods, which does not only, in fact, threaten the lives of the children, but at the same time competes with the local economy, compete with the production which is here legally and which is also made here in our country. For us to achieve the inclusive economic growth, when we still have such occurrences, in fact, they are posing a huge threat.
Right. And, I'm sure, Premier, you are interested in also finding out where these items were going, especially those that are going to be consumed by people. Given the climate in the country, this is something that must form a big part of your investigations.
Exactly. In our talks with the police, they indicated that their investigation will go as far as that. But it's obvious that the tuck shops are a target. Smaller outlets are a target because the brands of the things to be consumed there are some of the brands are the brands which are not common in big retailers. It's obvious that they are targeting those in townships and in the rural places, which is also quite very unfortunate because for the consumables to be kept with the very dangerous substances, the pesticides, that too, in fact, to us, can never be, in fact, justified as to why it's still happening when we know that South Africa has been having a huge problem of losing life of the children.
Yeah. You speak about, just how long this has been taking place, and that was going to be my next question. You don't get warehouses of this size mushrooming overnight. Have you been able to ascertain how long this particular facility has been able to go seemingly undetected?
Well, it's a warehouse which is used to keep goods which are offloaded from the ships. It's a very old one. It's not a new warehouse. It means it has been operating in this behavior for quite a very long time. Hence, fortunately, on the last Friday, we had a meeting with all municipalities. I called all municipalities Kwazulu-Natal to say, let us all stand up and cooperate in the multi-sectoral operations to shops. And I mentioned that even the wholesalers must be visited because the people who are selling in spaza shops and the other shops, they buy from somewhere. And we need to know the condition of the products while still kept there in the wholesalers, and the evidence we receive, which confirm that even before they reach the wholesalers, already some of them are expired. Some of them, they will come so that they will put a stamp as if the expiry date is still not in the past. So I think the problem is quite huge, and we are hoping that in KwaZulu-Natal will be making more discoveries, because what is good now about the communities in KwaZulu-Natal, they do call, in particular my office, even in my personal number, even the workers, they call to say, where I'm employed, more than 90% people who are employed are undocumented foreign nationals, and we are quite very few here. And then we now have a list that we are now beginning to actually visit those places. And even for this particular situation, people now are calling that please do visit our shops. And we have encouraged the participant of local government, because local government is spread across the province of KwaZulu-Natal,
Right.
so that before we even come, we will be able, in fact, to check in some of the shops.
All right, Premier Thami Ntuli, thanks very much indeed for speaking to us, and hopefully we'll be able to stem the tide on what we've seen over the past couple of weeks. Thami Ntuli is the Premier of KwaZulu-Natal.